I don't know why that song's in my head. What is
I don't
that
even
song?
know what song it is.
It's like down, 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 down,
Oh,
down. That one. Hey, everybody! Welcome to our new YouTube channel. Here
haha,
we
we've been talking
are.
about doing this for so long. And we are the In Raw Life podcast. So we decided that if you want to check out the entire raw footage, here
Yes,
it is.
raw footage, unedited, baby, full of baby poop and husbands yelling. My husband never yells.
Dogs, who knows what, and yeah.
And the curse word's not bleeped out. Okay, so shall we record?
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to start or do you want me to?
Can I start?
Yeah. You tell me when to record.
1, 2, 3, record.
Ooh, and now you can see our weird way of lining up our
Our
audio.
awesome way.
It is spectacular. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Welcome back to the In Raw Life podcast. We are enthused that you are here today.
Not so glad. Enthused.
We are, because hello, it's New Year's Eve, number one.
Party!
Number two, tomorrow is a brand new day and year. And this is the first time that we are recording our video to post to YouTube.
Yes. You no longer have to listen to the podcast on your favorite podcasting app. If you want, you can see our ridiculous faces and baby nonsense and dog nonsense and man friend nonsense.
Raw life.
Raw life footage on YouTube at the In Raw Life podcast. Hopefully that hasn't been taken already because we haven't.
Or maybe just the In Raw Life. We'll figure it out. We'll get there.
Yeah, we've got In Raw Life, so we'll be fine there.
So today is obviously a very fun day, and it's been quite a year, and we're all excited for tonight to happen. But before we talk about that, what is your reality check?
Okay, so mine is okay. 2 days ago, I had the best day ever. It was a Wednesday. So, is that what your shirt says?
Best day ever.
That was 2 days ago for me because Wednesdays are usually really stressful for me because that's when I post the podcast and usually when I write the newsletter if I'm behind. But the newsletter went out on Tuesday. The podcast, I finished editing it on Tuesday. So Wednesday, I was able to focus on this really awesome stuff that Jessika and I are doing. And I got all my work done. I was like ahead of things. I was ahead with work. I was ahead with this coaching program that Jessika and I are doing. And my children loved me. My husband loved me. Like everything was smooth and amazing.
They always love you.
I know, but they showed it. They showed it. And so yesterday I'm like, oh, it's going to be such an easy day because like yesterday I'm already ahead for the week. So like everything else is easy from here. That was wrong. Yesterday, nothing went the way I planned. Neither of the boys took their afternoon nap. It was just like weird thing after weird thing and phone calls that I could not it was much messier, I will say. And so this morning, oh no, I lost you, Jessika. Oh, there you are.
Me about the dog.
Oh, I thought you said people keep and I heard peekaboo. Peekaboo, I see you. Anyway,
this is a great first YouTube.
I know, it's fantastic. It's great. Your jaw clenching. Well, they will be able to see how real it is. So anyway, I forgot where I was at. Oh, anyway, yesterday was messy. It was just messy. Today, I woke up and I'm like, not going to happen today. It's not going to happen today. And the morning started out messy again. I mean, like so messy that it was like blowout diaper messy, which hasn't happened in a long time. And it was right as we were supposed to leave for the doctor's appointment. Ugh, man. Anyway, and I like I kept telling it's like toddlers know if you say hurry up, that like translates to them move as slowly as possible. Because I've never seen Arrow go so slow in my life. I was like, come on, buddy, let's run. Let's see how fast we can run to the car. And he was like, I'm like, seriously, what is going on? So, anyway, I finally got them in the car and I ran in to like grab my last few things and lock the door. And as I was walking out, I was like, okay, Ciara, you have got to stop, breathe, and enjoy this present moment. So as I'm locking the door, it's nice and cool here now. So obviously I'm in a better mental place. So I was locking the door and I just took a deep breath and I like looked over at the Christmas lights that I like have hung near the door, and they're white and pretty and glistening. And I was just like, even though it's daytime and I needed to turn them off, I probably still do. Anyway, that wasn't the point. They were on, which was probably just for me. And I was like, oh, this is so pretty. Like, what a special moment that I'm in. It's winter time. I get to rush my baby to his 1-year appointment because he's 1 now, after I drop my 4-year-old off at Montessori. Like, it's just such a special time. And yeah, it's a little hectic, but it's also really beautiful. And when I paused and took a deep breath, I was able to really soak in that beauty. And so I had plans to like listen to, I had like a couple of things I wanted to listen to on the way to the doctor's. But after I dropped off Arrow, I just like turned the radio off and took a few like calming deep breaths. And then I said a prayer for the drive, that we would like hit all green lights and have a calm, relaxing day. And I kid you not, I hit every light green except the last light was red, but that's where I had to turn right. And it was perfect because it like turned red and it was like the left turn instead. I was able to make my right effortlessly and get to the doctor, no problem, a minute early, which a minute early for me is like
That's
rare.
a big deal.
It is so big. I usually am calling them as we're pulling in saying, I'm ready for you to come take my temperature. I'm totally in the office, because it's going to take a minute by the time they get out there. But no, I was a minute early. I sat and called with like a deep breath, and then it just went smoothly. And I know that like we talk about that all the time, but it just makes such a huge difference when you pause and take a deep breath and change your mindset. Like, your day may not change. I still had a doctor's appointment. I still, like, I could have hit some red lights. I think that was just like God smiling down at me, like, here you go. But but like, still, I mean, things are gonna happen. There's like still like a dead lizard I came home to and weird other stuff that's a little stressful. But I just have a better mentality because I've like paused and took that moment of deep breath and clarity and presence. Nice. So that's me. What about you?
Things are amazing right now. The stuff that we're working on together, and on top of just life being good in general, like, I love it. I had a talk with Emmeline yesterday morning because I realized like what a good, like, how everything's just going really, really well lately. And that doesn't mean that there's no weird things. Like, the dogs got in the trash when I was out yesterday while we were holiday shopping together, and there was stuff strewn across the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like that stuff doesn't happen. It's not like I didn't get annoyed about it. But I don't know. I had a conversation with her yesterday morning, and I said to her, you've been having such good weeks at school, and nothing has changed besides her doing whatever it is that she's decided to do.
Yeah.
Like, our days have been running smoothly. We're getting really good quality time together. I'm getting all of my work in, plus all of our stuff in. And it's just like, and it's the holiday time of year, which I do love, because I love like buying the presents and wrapping them and making everything look all pretty. And I had a talk with her because the past few years, at least probably since she was 2 or 3, like, she always gets in this weird, like, extra not listening phase.
I remember you saying that last year.
between Halloween and Christmas. And like the
Yeah.
past 2 years, even like I have to threaten her because she's gotten older. I'm like, dude, if you don't figure this out, like you're not going to get as much for Hanukkah and Christmas because we do both.
Or maybe you said
And
it this year. Did you say that at the beginning of this year? What did it start to get weird at Halloween or no?
it didn't
Maybe.
this year.
Okay,
No,
so
I
I'm
told
just
you
remembering
last year.
last year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And last year I legit did not buy her all the things that I'd planned to buy her because it was over it. Like you don't need to be,
Mhm.
you know, slightly spoiled or whatever, because it's not like she needs anything.
Right.
If you're not acting properly, like a good person.
Yeah.
Um, so this year that hasn't happened. And I was
Yeah.
talking to her about that yesterday. I was like, isn't that amazing? And I was saying, I was
Mm.
telling her, and it has nothing to do with her per se, but I was saying, I'm sure that me being stressed about different life things and the fact that you and I weren't getting quality time because I was working 40 hours a week outside of the house. And so you had to be in aftercare and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sure that added to it. And that's why you acted the way that you acted and I acted the way that I did. I was like, isn't that so cool that this year it's not happening? She's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was just so
Oh.
sweet. So, yeah,
I
life,
also sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
life is just, it's good. Things are good.
I was just gonna say what because I feel the same way. Like I'm just kind of high on life right now, and I think that speaks so clearly to us being aligned with doing what
Cool.
we love and our
Mhm.
purpose. Because in this program that Jessica and I are in, it's I mean to be raw and honest, we're taking a course with a business coach because we want to grow our reach and grow our impact, and grow out to all of you people so you can
Mhm.
find us. But in it, she talked about that how your dreams wouldn't be on your heart if they weren't
Mhm.
something that you could do, not something you're supposed to do, not something you will do, something that you can do.
Yeah,
And I feel like
I liked that.
I know, I really did. And it just speaks so much to like both of us feel alive right now. We feel like our best selves. And I think it's because we are actively pursuing our dreams. I mean, you even said the same thing that, like, the same way I felt on Wednesday. You are doing work and getting all of this coaching stuff done and getting real life stuff done. And it's like we
Mhm.
didn't add hours to the day. We've just aligned our priorities and we've aligned our desires to flow so that our days are smoother and we're fulfilled. Oh, it feels so freaking
I
good.
know. It does. I know about flow again. We should do an episode on flow because I know
We
you've
should
talked to me about it a
totally
lot.
do
And
it.
it was
Yes.
in that book that I'm reading, or well, I finished reading that I absolutely love, Atomic Habits. That
Mm-hmm.
that book is so good. I highly suggest it to anybody.
He talks about flow though too.
Yeah, he does talk about
Dude,
that.
so good. All right. Podcast episode for the future.
Flow.
Flow. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's not your period. It's something else. We'll get to it. Don't worry. It's the
I didn't
only
even
thing I
think
don't like
about
about
that.
flow is that it sounds like ant flow,
Oh,
but
see, I don't think about it when in those terms. That's funny.
well, now
When
you
we're
will.
talking, and I know what you're talking about. Now I will. So what we're talking about today, and it'll be kind of a quick episode, is we just really wanted to talk about, it's the last day of the year, the calendar year. 2020 was quite a doozy for
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Even if you don't feel like you were affected by it, I'm sure somewhere inside you were affected by it. And there's no denying it. And that's okay. Like it was a big like halt of life for lots of
Halt,
people.
like
Halt.
HALT. Halt.
Yeah. Halt there. Um,
Halt. Who goes there?
but I do want, I've seen so many of the memes of, oh, I can't wait till 2021 and this will all be over, which that's
Is
not
not the
life goes on. Like it's not like, the ball drops and the fireworks go off and all of a sudden everything is completely different. But
yeah.
it's about how we think about it and what we do about it, which we love talking about mindset. Um, and it's, the coronavirus is still going to be around. It's going to be around forever now, probably, or who I don't know exactly what that looks like. But it's not going away just as the ball drops. and things are, the after effects of this past year are still going to be happening, but it's all about how you approach it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look back on this year and you can see it as a dumpster fire, or you can see it as all of the things that happened because of it that ended up being good, whatever that means for you. Like for us, we decided to start the podcast before it all hit, and then it happened, and it kind of even like fueled us and gave us even more to talk about quickly. I think it helped
it
us
sure did.
grow the podcast quicker because people are looking for other things to do and listen to, especially positivity. So it was helping out there. And I mean, it gave me the chance to spend more time with my kid. It gave me, it fueled me a little more to make the decisions that I made that have set me on a path of the life that I wanted to be living too. So you can look at it like I haven't seen my dad in over a year now. I haven't, seen family and friends.
But you've seen me.
I did see you, but and I don't like that at all, and it sucks.
You
But
didn't
I
like
can look
seeing
at it.
me?
Oh hush. But I can look at it as all of this stuff is happening this past year, and life sucks. Or I can look at it as like, it gave me time to do this, and I can see the positive side of things. So I hope that we can encourage you all to think about the good things that have happened instead of dwelling on the bad things.
Yeah. I want to say, I don't think coronavirus is going to be around forever. Just in case that, I don't know. I feel like.
Well, no, I mean, it's a virus. Like it's, it's like the flu. It is the flu. The flu is always here. It changes, but that's what I mean. It's not that we're always going to be doing the actions that we're doing because of it forever, necessarily. I mean, who knows? We can't see the future. But I just mean like, it's a sickness. It's not until, I don't know, it's the flu. Like we have the flu vaccine, and I guess it could potentially be eradicated. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I know. I'm not either. But I just, I guess I just wanted to talk in case, because I feel like that could breed like fear and anxiety, thinking like, oh, what if it's around forever? And I just feel like when you say that, just like that, it's not around forever. And the idea of like the way we are living now most likely will not continue forever. So just to give, I don't know, I just feel like there's people out there that are highly anxious about the thoughts of like, how long is this the end of the world kind of mentality. And especially the longer that people are cooped up, you start to go to these like dark places. So I just wanted to touch back to that and say, well, like, I mean, I guess the Spanish, like, is the Spanish flu still around? Because that was the last pandemic. Like the flu is obviously still, but is like the Spanish version of it where everybody had to like board up?
Yeah.
No, or
any scientists or doctors out there, you can write in and inform a little bit more.
Comment in the, we don't have comments on podcasts. Write in. What?
Do on YouTube.
We do on YouTube, yes. Write in the comments below of our new YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit that little bell to subscribe. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, so, but yeah, I do think, like, I think that 2020 is a learning year, too. I mean,
it was huge growth or potential for growth.
Absolutely. I just feel like it's so funny. I keep, because it's like, we're about to get, it's like, it's so weird how traditions bring you to the same place every year, even though you've changed so much in the course of your life, almost every New Year or New Year's Eve, you sit, you watch the ball drop. Like that's, I mean, maybe you don't, but like I do. And I think a good majority of America does. And so you can kind of think back, like, where was I watching the ball drop here? Or maybe we're at a party where balloons dropped or whatever. And you can go back through all of your New Year's Eves and know where you were on that night. And I remember 2020, or the New Year's Eve of 2020, 2019. It was so long ago. And it does feel like so long ago. When I looked, I was hanging up the 2019 ornaments on the tree, and I was like, man, that year was like, I can't believe how many years have gone by since 2019. And I'm like, oh, one.
Just one.
Dog's right behind you. Is that Westbrook?
Sure is.
Wow, it came back.
And he's
God.
drooling. Oh man, give me a minute.
Go ahead. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the raw life, where now Jessica will be taking care of her dog, and I'll be doing a dance party for you. So in our course, we were talking about how to build confidence when you go on live things like this. And I thought to myself, well, darn it, how am I ever going to gain some confidence for this kind of stuff?
Were you putting on a show?
No.
Uh-huh.
How do you know me so well?
Well, one, I could hear you a little bit. And two, I mean, I know you so well.
You too. I was so also going back through things. I was going back, I had some of your old Christmas cards, and it was just so funny from you. Yeah. From like the one where you were pregnant with Emmeline and you were holding her sonogram, like back that far. And it was just so funny because like looking at you, and like I feel like you're two totally different people. Like, I mean, you've never changed your friendship level in my life, yet I feel like you've just transformed, and like our relationship, our friendship level has stayed the same, but yet our relationship is so much deeper and richer. It was such a cool thing.
Oh, I love that.
I know. But what were we talking about? Oh, so being where you were, bringing it back, being wherever you are on New Year's Eve, getting ready for the ball to drop. I was thinking about in 2019, I kind of wasn't even excited for 2020. And I was thinking, man, like 2020, that's such a big year. I remember hearing about 2020 as a kid and thinking, like, wow, that's so far away. And can you imagine what it'll look like and whatever? And here we were. And I just kind of was like, meh about it, which bummed me out. And then, like, as soon as the ball dropped, we were with a bunch of older families and they're all like, all right, time for bed. And I'm like, what? Like, I like to stay up late on New Year's Eve. But anyway, it was just kind of like whatever. And now that this has all hit, I remember like looking back at the year. I remember in March thinking, wow, this is the weirdest time to be alive. This is like so unbelievably strange. And I don't even know what to feel or think. It was just like, it was like shock. I guess it was like the denial phase of grief. And then now everything is so normal. Like seeing people without a mask is weird almost. And, not hugging people is normal. And it's just, like I was thinking about, I was thinking about like Christmas parties or something, and how it's like, oh, like we're not going to go to these Christmas parties. And that's like, it's just like Christmas parties are unnormal. So you hear about a party going on, you're like, oh, weird. Is it gonna be outside? Is it gonna be 5 people only? Like how, it's just like, it's such a different thought process. But anyway, my whole point is, I think prior to March, February of 2020, we were kind of zombies, and we were just like going through life, doing the same old thing over and over, doing the same hustle, trying to make money, trying to spend time with our families, trying to survive. But it was just survival mode. And I feel like survival mode sucks because it's not the way we're supposed to live. And yes, like
we need to survive, but
right. Like there's a different kind of survival that we're in now, of like surviving the virus and surviving social injustice and all of that. But it's like kicked our bodies into gear. We've gone from like this sloth of just being, living life and being
reactive, and now we're hopefully trying to be more proactive about our life and everything else.
I think that this year is what we, like, some of us really needed to remind us what we're passionate about, to remind us that like what we'll stand for and what we absolutely will not stand for. I think it gave a lot of people their voice to say, hey, I'm not going to sit back and let this and this happen. I have a voice and I'm going to use it. And so it's empowered people. It's driven people. It has scared the crap out of people, but that in itself, like, I feel like that fear is not, like, anxious fear is unhealthy fear, but a little bit of other fear, if it like gets your fire going and gets your feet moving, I think fear can be a good thing if it's used to propel you in the right direction.
So as you're saying that, I feel like it's almost like there's two different people that went through this year or are coming out of this year.
Mm-hmm.
You either let this year get you down and you're almost, I hate to use the word, but weaker for it, or you've let this year wake you up and help you grow, and now you're stronger for it.
You're what?
Stronger. Ding, ding, ding. That's going to be our word for the year on this podcast.
You totally gave it away. You didn't even tell them we had a word yet.
I know. I thought it was kind of fun.
It
No?
is fun. Well, I thought we would say, we have a word for the year. What is it going to be? Guess what? I'll tell you in just a minute, because first I wanted to tell you one other little thing about what you just
I know, but I hate that.
You love that. Remember, what episode was it where you were like,
oh, I did love it in one episode.
You do it every time you start an episode. You always tease something.
Oh, yeah.
See, you love a tease. Not in that way. But I did want to come back to what you said of like how there's two types of people, some who've been made stronger and some who've been made weaker. But I think that the weaker people that like whatever, if you feel weakened by this year, I think that is actually, I honestly 100% believe that is the best place to be. Not the best place to stay, but the best place to be for the rest, like for your future, because I've been there. I've been in that place of like utter weakness where you feel like there's no way out. And when you are in that place, the triumph that comes from that is so monumental that like in the moment you're thinking this sucks and I do not want to be here and I hate this, and Ciara, shut up, you have no idea what you're talking about. But I promise you, if you persevere through it, the other side feels incredible. And so I just want to encourage you to, like, if you are feeling so down and dejected by this year and you cannot stand the positivity that's happening, or you're jealous because you feel like you cannot have it no matter how hard you try, just keep going and persevering and telling yourself, I will get through this. And I promise you, you will get on the other side with like bells, whistles, confetti, and just a gleaming light if you try. And if you do feel like you need a little help with that, please reach out, as I always say, because I would love to help you with it, because I totally went through it and I know how to help. But anyway, that being said, we have a new word. Can you guess what it could be? It's stronger.
Stronger. Or strength. Strength? Stronger?
I think
the idea of strength.
Yes, the idea of strength, which could be strong or stronger or strengthier.
Sure.
So, yes. So a little bit behind the word of the year. Last year, as if you couldn't tell, our word was better. That was in all of the titles of our episodes. And our goal was to encourage you to become better humans. I don't think that will change. Maybe we could change the beginning to.
I know, I just thought that. Maybe we could ask people for new ones of like being strong means.
Human. Yeah. Strength to me means, ooh.
I like it.
Yeah.
There could be a lot
comment below and let us know.
And if you're listening, send us a DM on Instagram or email us at podcast@inrawlife.com.
Yeah, let us know if you like the idea of switching it from being a better human to strength. I mean, the beginning, the opening part. And then also, so our new word what we're going to be focusing on, or the titles of our newest episodes, are going to be probably contain the word strong or strength. And the reason behind this is because we both think that it's important to reflect on a word upcoming. I mean, maybe we haven't totally dove into this.
I just kind of have done it without fully thinking about it for the past 2 years. So yeah.
Okay, so Jessika does it, and I have implemented it. I don't even know, going on 4, maybe 5 years now. I think 2016 might have been my first word, which was allow. I only know because I found it recently on a piece of paper. But I really think that praying and reflecting on a word for your year can help you through that year. Because I think that when you really spend time, sorry, I have cats hissing behind me. Um, when you really spend time to reflect on what word you should use for the year, and like not just like pick a word like, oh, I want my word to be
Bold.
money. What did you say?
Bold.
Bold, yeah. um like not something you want it to be, which I think it could, but I think if you really reflect on it and pray about it, it's weird, you kind of just get this word and you're like, okay, that's the word I'm going to use. And for me, to give you an example, last year my word was provision, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Provision, okay, whatever. Wrote it down. Then I lost my job. Then, COVID happened, all this crazy stuff. And when in a year where, money has been tight for everyone, we are at a financial position where we bought a new car cash, and we are about to possibly buy a second home instead of selling our first home. So like that's just because like provision was my word. Because it was provision, I was able to reflect on what I had and be grateful for it, and also take caution and not spend frivolously. It just like it gave me more reflection on the provisions in my life, and I feel like that set me up for success to be able to like have provisions when I needed it. So yeah, so that's my love of the word of the year.
I wanted to give a little tip that I started doing last year in my bullet journal, which is a little bit of a crazy journal. But
Yeah.
I decided, I don't remember, like somewhere towards the end of last year, of doing a like year in review.
Ooh.
So it just took up 2 pages, and I luckily, since I'm such a planner, I have so many things written in my planner that on times when I couldn't really remember what happened in that month, I just looked back and I was like, oh, wow. And I wrote down kind of like the highlight or highlights, whether it was good or bad, of the month. And I just wrote them down. So that way I could kind of like look back at my year and be like, wow, like look at all these things I did and went through and persevered through the year. And also now I like can always kind of look back at my life. Like I'll keep this forever. So I have it written in my planner this weekend to do the same for this past year.
Wait, so do you go back, like now that it's December, you go back through each month and write down what your highlights were, or at the end of each month you write it down?
No, last year I did it at the end of the year. And I mean, I think the idea was maybe I would, but I'd like writing it at the end of the year of the bullet journal. So that way I can start fresh. So at the beginning of the year, this has 2 years in it now. At the beginning of the year, I like write the year and my favorite quote at the time, or like the quote, because I kind of do quotes for the year since I'm so quotey. Like that was 2019, and it was faith. My word for the year became faith. And it was faith is a place of mystery where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see and the strength to let go of our fear of uncertainty. And that was
strength was at the end there. Look, it all ties back.
Yeah, and I used to like write it on my chalkboard above my desk, and that year just happened to stay there all year. So I was like, oh, I'll like do a new one every year.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I just look back and kind of see, oh, like this happened or that happened. Like January of last year, which it made me realize how much happened in the year too, and how much I grew in the year. But January of last year, I like went and saw the Rachel Hollis documentary in theaters with a couple of friends, and there were some things in there that like kind of reignited me for what I was doing, and so that was the highlight of January. And then I don't remember what else happened. So, but I could look in there and find out.
Oh, that's really fun. I want to do that. I'm totally going to do that. So now you have,
but and it's not like, journaling, like it's not so much work. It's just, oh, these are like, it's not even full sentences always. It's just, this was, yeah. And it was quick and easy. And then I was like, oh, wow, cool.
Nice. Oh my God. So you're going to wait. So you're going to sit down and just go back through like January was
this year. Yeah.
You already did it, or you're going to?
I have not done it. I put it in my planner to do it this weekend.
Got it. I was just confused about the Rachel Hollis thing. Did you say you like
it happened January of 2019? So like I had gone back And that was like the highlight.
January of 19?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Did you go see
insane. No, but I remember you and Beth going to see it. So
yeah.
I felt like that was not 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, 2020 in between as well. So
yeah, man, that's crazy. Okay. So anyway, well, wait, we never came up with the fun thing we were gonna do.
We didn't. I don't know.
Dance party.
Dance party. But then the people on the podcast can't see us.
Yeah, but they can hear it and they can have their own dance party.
What
Radio stations do it all the time. But I guess I don't know if you can play music.
I don't know. Copyright issues. Top 5 things. Top 5 things you want to eat in 2021. I don't know.
Eat?
No. I guess food is on my mind. I had a really delicious you need to try one. Have you seen the hot cocoa bombs?
I've heard about the hot cocoa bombs.
We got them last night. Do not listen to me, everyone. When you get one, get it from a good place, and they're delicious. I had like a peanut butter chocolate one. It was one of the best things I've ever tasted. But we waited until Jed got home because I got one for each of us. And then we had it after dinner, which was spaghetti and meatballs, which is filling. And then we drink that. Emmeline starts getting all hype, and I was like, oh crap, it's bedtime, number 1. Number 2, Jed and I are sitting there like, I can't move.
So full.
It was so filling and rich, and just like, we need to do that. Like all 3 of us, even Emmeline agreed this morning, when we do it again, because I'll get one of them again because they're so good, it has to be like
an afternoon snack,
or like, or like before or after lunch or something. But I highly recommend them. They're delicious.
Good to know.
Not.
How about we do top 5 favorite moments of the year?
Top 5 favorite moments of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't written my review yet, though.
You're gonna have to improvise.
Come up with that.
I know.
Okay.
So go ahead. Do you have one? We can do one at a time. That way it'll make it easier to think. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Top 1. Okay. Number 1, moving to where I have moved.
Nice. Number 1 for me would be deciding to make a big investment in the business. It's nerve-wracking, scary, and thrilling all at once. You can take that.
Okay. Number 2, starting the podcast.
Number 2, starting the podcast. I already had it in my head, and I have no shame in copying.
Okay, fine. I feel like it's boring. Number 3, though, is convincing Ciara to invest in the business.
Convincing me to invest in the business or start the podcast? Which one?
No, well, both. But
did you feel excited about that?
Yes, because I've been bringing it up for a while, and then when you were on board with it, and then it was working out so perfectly, and we're both so excited about it. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was good. That was your number 3, so I need a third. Number 3 for me, this is gonna sound crazy, but number 3 for me was how educated I became in politics, because it actually started to make a difference for me, and I cared about it enough that I've never gone to the polls and known about every measure and every little nuance on the ballot. I've really not really known more than who's running for president, and barely known anything about that even. So like having a good full understanding of what I was using my voice to say. That felt good.
I'm on number 4, right? Yeah. Number 4 is following through with my goal of talking to loved ones more.
That's awesome. Number 4 for me was realizing that it's okay to desire the place I be to be more important than the things in that place. Like coming to the conclusion when I was in Bryson City, North Carolina, that cold weather and mountain air fuel me, and that, like, even though that makes, like, realizing that that's the sacrifice, like, I shouldn't sacrifice that. I needed to sacrifice some other things to give. Like, I guess becoming okay with the fact that nature is what I need to pursue more than relationships, which sounds terrible, but like I know I'll make friends, and I love like nature speaks to me. So I guess I'm still becoming comfortable with saying that, but the fact that I realized it was big.
Yeah. Okay, number 5. It's kind of like a compound one. Deciding to stand up for what I want and doing it.
What do you mean?
Just
Unpack
that.
it.
Well, realizing that it's okay to do what I want to do, and I need to go for it, and having the faith that it will be okay.
Gotcha. Number 5 for me, I think would be, I mean, I guess maybe this is all recent, but I like this year is just coming. It's
And
getting
it's
so bright.
because we have so much like really exciting things happening right now that it's hard to like, put things in. Yeah.
But
If we offend, but if we forget anybody or anything or something, I
we
apologize.
forgot you. We're super grateful and excited for the thing that happened for you that we were at that we forgot about. Just kidding. We weren't like at
We love
anything.
you.
But no, I think for me the last one would be this, like, so Jessika and I, we each, obviously you've been listening and you've heard about the journey to presence that I created for Jessika, and Schedule Smart that Jessika created for me. And over the past week, Jessika and I have been combining our 2 strengths, which are very different strengths, but when combined together, just
We need to get rings and put them
I know.
by the power.
Seriously, like when combined, those 2 things, like I didn't even realize how much they combined together and how essential they were to be combined. But basically, we can tease this. We are going to be launching a product in January. Well, tomorrow. Tomorrow's January. Next month, next year, aka tomorrow. Not tomorrow. We're going to launch it, but we're going to be launching a product so immensely soon. If it's not already launched, who knows? Maybe we actually did it at the end of December. But it is the culmination of these things that Jessika and I are both so passionate about, and like getting to see how to unite that together with each other, and like just coming together and working on this project with each other has been like so fulfilling and fueling to me. And I'm like, I just am so ecstatic at like not the product, not just the product itself, but how big of a difference the product is going to make, how many lives it's going to change. And already we've talked to a few of our friends about it who we feel like could benefit from it, and just to get their feedback, and they've been so excited about it. And to hear that feedback just reconfirms that this thing that we are creating is not for us to make a bunch of money or for us to become famous podcasters. This thing that we are making is for us to help create a community of strong, empowered women.
Yeah, and make a huge difference in the world.
Yeah. So to create these people who
run the world.
Well, I think it could be helpful for men too, but for mostly for men. I mean, mostly for women. And I'm excited for how much, like, even the combination has equipped us, I think, to transform who we are in this year alone.
Yeah, no, we don't claim to be perfect, and we're always learning and growing, and we use that to help benefit others so that they can also learn and grow and help others. And then it just multiplies.
Yeah. So I'm ecstatic for where it's going. And that is totally my top 5 or my 5th final answer. And
so be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for all of that. Be on the lookout for some changes coming to our Instagram and the blog and the website and all of those things. Because
actually,
it's exciting.
I'm thinking by now that we maybe will have made this change. Hopefully, I think.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was going to ask
that. So at this point, as we are recording, our Instagram handle is at the In Raw Life Podcast, but we want to make Instagram more focused on our entire idea as a whole, and our community as a whole. So we are changing our handle to @inrawlife.co. And what that's going to embody is this mindset and mission of creating a community of of I mean, anybody can join, but
Humans.
yeah, creating, like, I guess we're kind of women focused, but we are welcoming one and all. But creating a community of humans who believe in themselves, who have I feel like I need my notes.
Mhm.
But who have, man, I have like a whole little mission statement. What does my mission statement say? Helping people, helping people to become the best versions of themselves in order to make the impact they were born to make. That is the goal that we have, and that's what we're going to be focusing all of our mind and direction and Instagram and everything forthcoming on, doing exactly that, helping you become the best version of yourself so that you can make the impact you were born to make, which we have faith is to help others become better versions of themselves. So that's kind of why we started this podcast to begin with, was to help create better humans. And we want to hone in on that even more.
Yeah.
Oof.
Where did Sierra go?
I got
There's
kitty
a
cat. Kitty. Cats of YouTube. But anyway, okay. So stay tuned. You will see all of that excitement coming up. Yeah, you might start to see changes already on our Instagram, and it's all amazing things coming. So inrawlife.co on Instagram is still us. You'll see our podcast there too, but you're also going to see the other incredible things that we've got for you. And soon there'll be a Facebook community, but not yet. So we'll tell you when that gets there.
We'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
I think we did it.
I think so too. So thank you for joining us once again. And thank you for everyone who's joining on YouTube. The 2 people that might actually do it. Soon it's going to be thousands. Just watch. No, but seriously, thank you for always joining us. We love and adore you. We're so grateful for you. And we're grateful for how much you encourage us to keep doing what we're doing, which is encouraging you to keep doing what you're doing. So it's full circle, and we just love and appreciate you. We already mentioned it, but if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's @inrawlife.co. And then don't just follow us, but share us. If you could help share what we are doing, you can help the podcast to grow, you can help the community to grow, and you can help this movement to grow. So as you're listening to the podcast, you can share that on Instagram and tag @inrawlife.co. And you can also share any of our posts or whatever moves you. We absolutely appreciate it. And then we can share you sharing us as a thank you. So yeah, keep on sharing and keep on spreading this good news, because it'll help empower more people to do better things.
Yeah.
Oh, but now wait, you have to ask for.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
Perfect.
I also want to thank you all for making this year such an amazing year for our community. Sarah and I started this, and we just had some thoughts and a prayer that it'll affect at least one other life. And I believe that we are doing that and more. So it's very exciting. And I'm super grateful for you guys for tuning in, for sharing, for talking to us about it, for leaving comments. It definitely helps it to continue and grow. If you would like to be a part of the podcast, you can email us at podcast@inrawlife.com with what the word strength or strong means to you. So you could say, being strong means ... or strength to me means ... Especially those of you who have sent in before. Now you have another reason to be a part of the podcast again. Isn't that super exciting?
Mm-hmm.
We are ever grateful to everyone who does that. Until next week, we hope, or actually, until next year.
Yeah.
We hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve. We hope that whatever you're doing, you are enjoying yourself and spending it how you want to be spending it, whatever that means to you. We hope that you think about what word or thought or idea you would like to envelop your next year. And
Now you have to come up with a button. You can't do it later because you've got
I know
YouTube.
I can't do it later. And if you, oh, Sarah, do you have one? This has not been my strong suit lately.
Man,
It was.
I know. Button.
Mm.
What did we talk about?
Button.
What now? They're gonna know. Every time
I
there's
know.
buttons in the
That's
bloopers.
okay. This is
I know. No, I mean now they're gonna know why we're talking about buttons because I feel like before
yeah.
we talk about buttons a lot in the bloopers, and this is why. What is the button? And if you, what did you say? You said make your word of the year. Did you say do the reflection on the year?
Kind of.
And
I got it.
okay.
And if you decide to try a hot cocoa bomb, don't drink it at night. You're welcome. Bye.
Boom. Sorry, I had another. Yeah, I had. Wait, before you stop recording.
Oh, but I did.
Button thought. Oh.
Sorry. Save it till next year.
Save it till next year. All right. Well, let's say goodbye to all the YouTube people. Wait, I should stop recording this part. Stop. Okay. Bye, YouTube people. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for loving us always. We will see you next time. Bye. Bye.